Alright, so hopefully there's not too much delay. This will likely be the last part. So just throwing that out there. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can really win here. My main, yeah, I don't think I can win. Just being honest, I don't think it's a possibility. I mean, the turns rose 100 to 171, I basically have as much tourism as I can and as many bonuses as I can, and I won't be able to do it before someone likely wins a science victory. I mean, Catherine's got 4 parts done, and she's at 93% literacy, I think, so either she must have parts for at least one other spaceship bit, if not both. Sort of the nanotech and particle physics techs needed for their respective parts. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I really think him being freedom, having a different ideology is what screwed me over. I think no matter how, because this game I kind of played on autopilot, I don't think this was a micromanagement issue. No, I don't think, however much micromanagement I did better than what, however, theoretically, however much better I could have done in micromanagement wouldn't have made a difference. That wasn't the issue. It was sort of a strategy or play style issue. Because I was confident, or at least I thought that I had more faith in the great musicians or whatnot. So, yeah, I guess. And then the issue with that being, there was nothing I could, given that Ethiopia picked a different ideology, there wasn't really much I could do. I mean, just being honest. I'm getting 105% bonus. Because obviously the plus 34% bonus cancels out with the minus 34%. If we were the same ideology, then basically I'd be getting around a 70% more than what I currently am. I'd be getting around, I think, 1,600, 1,700 tourism a turn, and then maybe I would have been able to do it. But yeah, what I think I should have done was, after he picked a different ideology, I think I should have planned on warring him. I think that should have been what, I should have done. Because knowing that, okay, since he's a different ideology, I'm not going to be able to, well, first off, I'm not going to be able to convert him, or at least force him to change ideologies, given the high amount of culture he has. It's not really a possibility. So there's that. Yeah, I think that's what I should have done. And I'll take that into consideration for future sort of tourism games. I guess, yeah, because this is the last game I plan on doing, but if I go tourism in the future, at least that's what I'll know, that, if let's say I have an AI that's steaming ahead in terms of culture, like Ethiopia, he literally is more than twice the amount of culture than the next highest person. So if I have an AI, I'm interested in how my culture stacks up with Ethiopia. Okay, so I do have the second most culture in the game, but it's still less than half of Ethiopia. I mean, he's probably earning more culture than I am right now. I'd say he's earning probably close to 1,000, I think, because a lot of that culture is from earlier in the game or whatnot, so, or from him having, Deity AI bonuses earlier in the game, which was giving him more culture, because my culture only really shot up near the end. Also, yeah, this city can now work gold slots. It really doesn't matter at this point. I think it's over. I mean, just being honest, we can get a recycling center. Yeah, I don't think this really matters, but this doesn't matter as well, so let's grab wagon trains. Let's get more gold. Again, I think what I should have done was, I shouldn't have had as much confidence in my tourism and musicians as I did. And what I should have done was I should have attacked him soonish after he went a differing ideology. I should have recognized that, you know, I won't, at least with a differing ideology. Okay, so Catherine's 5 parts down, so we can literally look, but yeah, I mean, I should have attacked him after he went freedom. I should have recognized that, okay, you know, the only way a tourism game against a high culture opponent would work would be if I was getting max bonuses. Granted, I could have done stuff like world religion and world ideology, but unfortunately I don't have a say in the Congress. Because world religion and world ideology, that would be bonus or more tourism, but ultimately I think it comes down to different ideology. Because even if I did have, let's say, world ideology and world religion, I think just different ideology, I think that's too much. Like, hold on, I want to look at the World Congress, because yeah, obviously I can't propose anything. I actually have a decent amount of votes, so that's actually kind of funny. Sure. Don't care. Yeah, I think that's just the main thing. Let's actually work the bank. And then, yeah, these guys are fine. I can build, that's kind of useless, Big Ben, so I got the Wonder. Yeah, sure, just like spam nukes then. And then this city can get a medical lab. So yeah, I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. Like, also, I was supposed to look at Catherine, because she may actually like legitimately just straight up win this turn. Like, she could win at any point now, so I want to take a look. I guess this game has taught me sort of 2 lessons, so that's what I would say. Because then, now that I've lost this game, the first game I lost due to bad, what would you call it? My first Deity game I lost due to sort of poor strategy on my part, like trying to war Siam just solely. I think I shouldn't war people to try and kill them. I should only war them if it, or mainly for space victory. I don't think I gain anything by warring them. I'd rather put my effort into trying to get a space victory faster. For tourism like this, I should have recognized that, you know, I wouldn't be able to really convert Siam or whatnot. Or not Siam, that was the first game. I wouldn't be able to convert Haile Selassie. So let's look at Catherine's cap. So yeah, she's literally going to win next turn. There's the stasis chamber. That's the last part she needs. So, yeah, so I guess, hold on, let's look at victory progress, because she's literally like, yeah, she is, I think, yeah, so she wins this turn. So hold on, I'm going to save it. Hold on, let me choose productions, and then I'm going to save recycling center. Sure, get a bomb in 3. Assign delegates. I can vote. No, I can't. There's no combination of votes that would get us. And this would also give me, at least if the game were to continue, 2 more votes. So, anyway, so before this game ends, so shoot, it actually was only like 1 more turn. But I really think were 2 takeaways from this game. And I'm going to get to the more important takeaways second. The first takeaway is sort of regarding the AI. Catherine isn't in the greatest position. I mean, she's literally worst on pop, with me being second. I mean, I'm still surprised I'm 3rd in manufactured goods. I think that's pretty funny. You know, again, Catherine, she's worst on pop, but she's 1 in literacy, and she's about to win a science victory. Like, literally next turn, turn 204, it's quicker than I've won a science victory. If I went for science this game, I may have been able to beat her, but, you know, like, just lowest on pop, but highest on literacy. And she doesn't really have that good land. I mean, she only has 1 city that's above size 20, and that's her cap. And then, sort of like, what's the explanation for this? I think the explanation is policies that... she's the only one who's filled out rationalism. We know this. And then those 2 patronage policies must be up to the science patronage policy. I think that's the case. So the first lesson learned is sort of, the inefficiency of the AI. How an AI with a gigantic empire like Ethiopia, who's won in pretty much every single demographic except for gold, is still not going to win a science victory, or still not sort of. I mean, he has, I think, like two, maybe three parts done. I can look. Okay, that's the wrong one. Let's look at victory progress. So, yeah, he only has 3 parts done, so he presumably only has 1 tech, out of the 4 required. So, again, demographics don't mean everything. I mean, like I said, he's best demographics. He has a nice core set of cities. Like, how many cities does he have that are, like, oversized 20? Catherine only has 1, or cap. He has his cap and expand, which is bigger than his cap. So 3 cities, 4 cities, 5 cities, 6 cities, 7. He's got 7 cities greater than size 20. And then how many does he have that are greater than size 30? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count Lalibela because it's basically there. So he's got 4 cities that are about size 30 and above. So, I mean, so he's got a really good core set of cities here. And then here as well. Except, I mean, the demographics don't mean much because he only has 1 out of 4 techs for literacy. So, but that's just for AI who are good in, because I'm not even talking about city amount or sort of like infrastructure. That's just talking about an AI who's doing good in demographics and how that, dude, let's see what policies Ethiopia went. Tradition, liberty, aesthetics, freedom. Okay, so yeah, obviously he has no science policy. So that means, if the AI doesn't play as efficiently as they can, and despite him having most of the wonders in the game, Catherine only got a ton of wonders near the end. That doesn't really make a difference. I mean, and despite him having more than twice the amount of culture of anyone else in the game, like, that really doesn't make a difference. And then let's talk about the other AI. Zulu played horribly. I mean, do they have a city that's oversized 20? I don't think they do. Like, yeah, they literally don't have a city that's oversized 20. But they have probably they have the most cities in the game, They went liberty, honor, autocracy. So, like, liberty obviously matches their play, but I mean, like, they failed miserably. I mean, so city amount isn't what matters. They're at 68% literacy. They're 25 techs behind us. They're in the modern era. At the end of the game, when someone's about to win a science victory. Not even atomic, modern. So just city amount doesn't really make a difference. I mean, it's not about, like, how many cities he has. And he's the only one who's killed a neighbor. I mean, he's taken what? This is a Japanese city, this is a Japanese city, Japanese city, Japanese city. So, I mean, that doesn't matter. Same thing with Polynesia. I mean, how many cities does he have above popped? Like, he has 1, 2. I'll count this one because it's close. He doesn't have that many cities above 20 pop. Like, his cities are all super low pop. And, I mean, he just entered atomic, so same deal with him in Zulu, because again, it's not about the fact that Zulu went autocracy or honor as opposed to any other policy, because what policies did, yeah, let's look at Zulu. So, yeah, liberty, honor, autocracy, they went piety, aesthetics, exploration, so they didn't even have liberty, but I guess they had other bonuses, but I mean, clearly aesthetics didn't help them that much, because they still don't have that much culture, but, it's not about the policies either, because you could say, oh yeah, Zulu, they just went liberty, honor, autocracy, so that's why they did poorly, but it's because obviously they're getting like minus 100 from culture. Like, but I think that may be like the max, and that's why it's not going any further, but it's not about that, because Polynesia, Kamehameha did terribly too. Maria just kind of got screwed in terms of land. Like, she has a good core set of cities, but she wasn't able to fully capitalize on it like Haile Selassie did. She's probably doing a lot better demographics than either Shaka or Kamehameha. And then Rome also got screwed. He only had 4 cities the whole game. The AI, Deity AI really can't survive on that, like, unlike a human player. because they can't micro like us. But I think it shows that, you know, it's not necessarily about number of cities or even demographics. It's just about whether the AI plays efficiently. And that's in the case of Catherine having gone, where's her? Having gone likely the science patronage policy and full rationalism. That's what likely caused her, I think, to do as well as she did in science. Because none of the other AI, you know, are at that point. I mean, let's see who all is sort of on the, so yeah, Haile Selassie's completed 3 parts, but no one else has completed an art part. Maria has completed the, Apollo program, but I mean, and again, Haile Selassie, even though he has 3 parts, this doesn't mean he's close, because he probably has only 1 out of 4 texts. I could look at his cap, you know, see what's he's building. Yeah, he's just doing research. He has more science in his cap than Catherine. Like, he has close to twice the science of Catherine, and I have close to 3 times the science as Catherine. So, I mean, it's really not about city amounts, as in the case of Zulu and Polynesia, and it's not about demographics, as is the case mainly with Haile Selassie, or even potentially with Maria. It's about how efficiently the AI plays, because, like, obviously for me it's neither of the case. Granted, I'm somehow 3rd on manufactured goods. I don't get how that's possible. And then 2 on pop. So, you know, at least for 4 cities, I'm not doing bad in terms of demographics. I think I have the highest, yeah, I have the highest pop city in the game at Warsaw, because his highest pop is Ottawa at 36. So yeah, I have the highest pop city in the game right now. So nearly more than double the pop of Moscow. But I mean, it's not about any of that. It's about how efficiently the AI plays. Like, whether or not, oh, even if it was just chance that Catherine went the science patronage policy and rationalism, like, it's just chance. I mean, like, even if it is just chance, just the fact that they played more efficiently than anyone else as a result, you know, kind of just shows that. So that's the first thing. It's not about amount of cities, it's not about demographics, it's about how efficiently the AI plays. Because obviously a large number of cities, like in Shaka's case, or high demographics, like in Haile Selassie's case, can be scary, but neither of them are going to win. I mean, Haile Selassie's attacking Rome, and then Shaka just played god-awfully. I mean, neither of them are going to win. That's what it comes down to. So, you know, comes down to AI efficiency. And then the second lesson is more so regarding, I guess, us, sort of. Because the first Deity game I lost due to strategy error and trying to attack as opposed to turtle, and then this is the opposite. I lost due to strategic error, trying to turtle instead of attack. Like I said earlier in this video, I really think I should have attacked Ethiopia as soon as he went a different ideology. I think I had too much faith in my tourism versus his culture output. Granted, you know, if all the AI were a similar culture, then, you know, attacking Ethiopia wouldn't have mattered. But given that he was a front runner and he adopted a different ideology, I should have recognized that, you know, it wouldn't be possible. Because again, look at this. Even with all the modifiers I have, even if I had, let's say, my world ideology and my world religion, I still wouldn't be able to do it, given we have the penalty for different ideologies. The musicians really didn't do anything, so, I mean, granted, I probably used them wrong, but yeah, that's what it comes down to, and that ultimately I should have recognized that I needed to attack him. I guess that's more so, yeah, that's an R strategy, because I would blame it on just the Deity AI gain a shit ton of culture, which is partially it. However, it's ultimately comes down to me knowing that, you know, I should have known that. Let me see how much culture his cap is generating, because I'm pretty sure I can see that. His cap's generating 183 culture. Mine's obviously generating a lot more, 321. However, his other cities are making up for it. I have no doubt he's earning like close to 1,000 culture a turn right now. But yeah, I mean, that's just, at least regarding, because science victory, tourism victory is almost an opposite. Science victory, as opposed to attacking, let's say, an AI to try and stunt them, you'd rather focus and turtle up, you know, like just on yourself. Like focus on yourself, your own empire. Focus on turtling up and trying to get the science victory done as quick as possible. But with tourism, it's the opposite in a sense, you know. I should have recognized that, you know, he was going to be a threat, and I didn't. I thought I could just turtle, but with a victory type, let's say tourism, that involves, you know, you gain basically outplaying every single other player in the game. I should have recognized that him going freedom was an issue. But I guess that's my own fault. Granted, if I was able to like pass like world ideology, I'm not necessarily sure that would even make him. Because yeah, the world ideology is already in effect. So I don't even think the world ideology gives any bonus. Like to tourism, no, you don't get bonus for having the world ideology. It's only bonus for religion, which obviously I didn't go. But even if like I was somehow able to pass my religion, like, or we had the same religion or whatnot, it wouldn't have made a difference. That's only another like maybe 40%, but that's still not enough to overcome having different ideologies. So yeah, I guess that's mainly those are the main takeaways. That because diplomacy victory, like, that's kind of like, okay, you're just, the AI don't know how to spend gold, that's how you win. But for tourism, it's like, you know, if there's a runaway AI in terms of culture, because if let's say it was like the previous game where all of the AI had a similar culture level, you know, focusing on one AI wouldn't necessarily do anything good for you. And more so, that's when you would like turtle up. But if there's one AI who's steaming ahead, I guess it's more so about, because that could also take place for science victory. You know, if Catherine was way ahead of me in science, even early in the game, then, you know, maybe I would have attacked her. But yeah, I guess that's more so. So the two big takeaways from this game are, one, efficiency is what wins the game for Deity AI as opposed to city count or demographics. So ultimately, because yes, city count and demographics help, and then they could ultimately put people in the lead earlier, but ultimately, as what Catherine showed, it's more so about inefficiency, how well you play the game. And then second, sort of game awareness. You know, if there's a AI that's a problem for your victory specifically, like if someone's ahead of you in science, or there's an AI that has a culture issue with tourism. Because even if, let's say, Haile Selassie adopted my ideology, I'm not sure I'd be able to get to them. You know, obviously I'd have a lot more. I'd have close to like 1,300. No, I'd have more. I'd have around, like I said, I'd have around 1,500 to 1,600, I think. But I'm not sure. It still wouldn't have been enough. You know, if you have a runaway AI that not necessarily just a runaway AI in general. This is, because again, this is going off of the efficiency thing. If there's a runaway AI in terms of cities or demographics, then that's good for them. I mean, you don't want to slow down your own game to deal with that. But if there's a runaway AI in terms of efficiency and they're going to outplay you in terms of your own like victory type, like how Catherine sort of, like if I was going space and then Catherine was doing it more efficiently and it seemed like she was going to get there before me, I would have to war her. And Ethiopia beating me in the culture game and preventing me from getting my tourism, I should have warred him. So if there's a runaway AI, not necessarily in terms of cities or demographics, but in terms of your specific victory type, you have to deal with them. So that'll entail more late game war, if anything. But yeah, so I feel like those are the two main takeaways. Now we just gotta watch Catherine win the game. I mean, she's gotten, if I went for science victory, I may have been able to beat her. I may have been able to win. Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, demographics. Honestly, there's a lot to take away from these demographics. First, I was second in pop. Second in pop and third in manufactured goods on 4 cities. Granted, I did also have the highest pop city in the game, but Because honestly, I'm not even as surprised about pop as I am about manufactured goods. I really am surprised that I'm third in manufactured goods. I really can't believe that I'm beating out. I don't know who's second. You know, I'm thinking second's likely Shaka. So I'm beating out either Polynesia or Shako. You know, it may even be Maria. I don't know. I don't know who's second, but I'm beating out most of the AI. I think that's ridiculous in terms of manufactured goods. Because Haile Selassie, he is more than double mine, but I don't know who second is. And then let's look at Shaka. You know, most cities, but 68% literacy. He's 25 techs behind us. He's still in the modern era. Not even atomic, modern. And someone just wants science victory. So, really, city amount, that's not what it's about. Because he's also 1 in GNP, I mean. Obviously, I'm 6th in crop yield, but I still think 3rd in manufactured goods is surprising. Ranking, Ivan the Terrible, yeah, it's unfortunate. I want to see the map more than anything else. Let's see the map. Okay, so yeah, obviously here's the map. Those are tundra tiles in the snow. So this is where Shaka spawned. This is where Japan spawned. This is where, let's see, Kamehameha spawned. This is where Maria spawned. This is where Augustus spawned. This is where Haile Selassie spawned. This is where Catherine spawned. I spawned close to here. This is why I meant, like, these 3 AI really have, like, their own continent. In Shaka and Kamehameha were really able to get a ton of cities out, but they never really capitalized on it. I mean, I'm interested to see. Okay, so yeah, I find myself say I want to see what happens between Shaka and Tokyo. Okay, so yeah, actually, yeah, so Japan got a lot of cities out early, but Shaka was just able to kill them all. I mean, so yeah, when does Kyoto and his second city fall? Yeah, when do those cities? Okay, so there Kyoto has fallen. And then, okay, so Shaka takes it turn 107. So turn 107, I was going to look at turn 100 anyway, but I think this is it. Okay, hold on. Can we not? There we go, turn 107. So this is when Shaka takes Japan's capital. I mean, look at how many cities he has by this point. I mean, he has basically his whole continent, and then this is when he actually settled a city on, you know, my sort of like area, my continent. Kamehameha, he's got, I guess, not too many cities. He settled a city over here for some reason. There's more land, though. Maria, she's only got 7 cities. Rome's only got 4 cities. Oh, granted, we know that. Maria has 7. So I guess one thing Russia did do well was she got all her cities up pretty early. Like, by turn 107, I'd say. She had all her cities up by then. So, I mean, that's good on her. So I guess that's also part of efficiency, that not only that despite not having a lot of cities, she got all her cities up early. Or despite not even having a lot of cities, or even good cities, she got them all up early. So they were likely all contributing to her science victory, as opposed to Shaka or Kamehameha, who were settling late game cities or whatnot. Same with even Haile Selassie. Yeah, Rome, I guess, just, they got screwed. They were stuck on 4 cities the whole game. So I want to see what happens between these two, because eventually there's like war breaking out between these 3. So I want to see what happens there. There's Rome settling the northern cities. Yeah, so here Haile Selassie takes Rome city. So yeah, at that point it's just sort of it's just the end at that point. So yeah, I mean, he just takes Rome's city. Yeah, basically it's over at that point. But yeah, I mean, look at Shaka and Kamehameha, most cities, but they really weren't able to pull through. I mean, even Maria was doing better than both of them, and she had probably around half as many cities. Rome obviously got his ass kicked, and then Haile Selassie did really well in the game. And then Catherine, I mean, she had all her cities up early though. Like, she had all her cities up except for this city, by turn 107, so I feel like that says a lot more than anything else, really. Okay, so let's go to graphs. score. Yeah, Japan, hard drop off. GPT. So actually, hold on. I need to, okay, so Japan, take them out. Why are there like 3 red lines? Okay, so this is Ethiopia. Obviously, he had the most. And then, yeah, Shaka, I'm here. So, deals don't really matter. Building maintenance. Yeah, so Ethiopia overtook Shaka, but that's more so because he has less cities but more buildings. I actually had a decent amount of building maintenance near the end on 4 cities. Culture, this is interesting. Okay, so yeah, this is Ethiopia's culture. At one point, he was earning 1,200 culture. I think this was from the World's Fair. I'm pretty sure. And then this, I don't know what the hell that was. No one ever passed the international games, so I don't know what the hell this was. Because, yeah, this was from the World's Fair. I have no clue what this was from. Wait, actually, hold on, no. Wait, this may have been from the World's Fair. Yeah, I think this was from the World's Fair. Then what the hell happened here? I have no clue what happened here to get him that much culture. Because this was from the World's Fair. And I mean, obviously, you know, I had second amount culture. But yeah, like I said, he was earning close to 1,000. So, yeah, I mean, this shows why I lost. Or why I wasn't able to convert him. Because he just had... I should have known that with this much culture on a differing ideology, I wouldn't be able to convert him. At least not before another victory type was achieved, which was science. I don't know what the hell happened here. Because this was clearly from the World's Fair. You know, this culture. So, at first I thought it was this, but then, like, yeah, this is what's from the World's Fair. I have no clue what happened here to render him that much culture. Basically, doubles culture and keep it at a double consistently, so. But excess happiness. Okay, so yeah. Obviously, Ethiopia was ahead. I jumped up a lot near the end because I wanted to maintain happiness superiority. Look at Shaka. That's pathetic. Let's see. Food. Okay, yeah. Like, again, Ethiopia really just took the cake. So, Ethiopia, then Shaka as per usual. A gold per turn. Shaka, he did really well in GNP, but not anything else. So, Ethiopia second. So, Golden Age... yeah, so Ethiopia had, like, there was a point in time where Ethiopia had 28, or, like, 25 something. Golden Age turns lined up. Happiness, like, this overall happiness, so, yeah, Shaka and Haile Selassie improved tiles. Yeah, once I reached a point, I stagnated, but Shaka and Haile Selassie were improving a lot of tiles. Maintenance, yeah, look at Shaka's, like, 0 improvement, actual improvement maintenance. I had more improvement maintenance than him for a period of time. But, yeah, and Haile Selassie won that. Okay, yeah, so Haile Selassie, at least by the end of the game, he was top military. Granted, that's because he actually had advanced units. The reason that Shaka stayed so low, likely, was because he didn't really have any good, like, units. He was still probably using, like, artillery and whatnot. Yeah, number of cities, look at Shaka. He's got... Yeah, look, Shaka, he's got, like, 25. Kamehameha, he's got, like, 22, 23. Look at Haile Selassie in Russia. They are only at, like... Haile Selassie's probably, like, at around 16, 17. Russia's at 14. I mean, I'm obviously a 4, but... Yeah, so, again, number of cities doesn't make the difference. Text? Yeah, so let's see what happened with Russia. Because, I mean, Russia, they weren't doing too well until here. Something happened here where they're just steaming ahead. Yeah, look at these 4. Look at how bad in tech they were doing. That's pretty funny. Like, just look at how bad in tech. Look how bad they just drop off. Because, obviously, I pull up. But, I mean, that's... Granted, that's because, you know... Yeah, I think this was when I got, like, internet and whatnot here. Because you have to take into consideration, for the longest time, I was beelining, so... This is when I got internet or whatnot, and then I start getting the rest of the text. Yeah, Russia just pulling ahead. I really think it was the patronage and rationalism. Policies, this will be interesting. Okay, so yeah, me and Haile Selassie clearly dominated that one. Shaka, no culture. Workers. Yeah, I mean, I got, again, like as per usual, I get all my workers up quick. And then, yeah, people really don't have, at least, because you have to take into consideration, Shaka had in Haile Selassie, or at least, let's take a look at Shaka and Kamehameha. they had twice the amount of workers than me for probably 10 times the amount of cities, or close to like 8 or 9 times, so it really doesn't add up. Pop, of course, Haile Selassie nailed that. Production. So who was beating me? Okay, Shaka was. So this is what I'm curious. So Haile Selassie obviously is the most. Shaka is the second most. So I was beating out Polynesia, Russia, Portugal too. So I was beating out all 3 of them. That's insane. This is the one I'm curious about. Okay, so Ethiopia had close to 1800. So Russia, yeah, again, you know, Catherine didn't have that much more science than me. I mean, our science graphs are fairly comparable. It was more so she was just more efficient with it. Again, score doesned matter. Total culture, I hate this graph. Total gold. Yeah, there's obviously I had a decent amount of gold. I tried to keep it stockpiled for land. Again, those 3. Unhappiness, Shaka, of course. Unit maintenance, Shaka. So despite having, because Shaka, his military manpower wasn't that good because he was using outdated units, but he had the most units out of probably anyone. And then work tiles. Yeah, obviously this was, what the hell happened with Ethiopia? What the hell happened with these, like, 3? I don't know what their graphs are, but yeah. I have no clue what that is, but one more turn, sure. Oh shoot, shouldn't have done that. Alright, so yeah, I'm attaching this on the end, so that should have been an awkward transition, but